Welcome, I am Mr. Clock, the creator of the Arma 3 Object Builder add-on for Blender. In this video, I would like to talk about the Armature reconstruction process in the Blender plugin. Unfortunately, Arma 3 animation skeletons are not stored in any common file format that 3D animation software uses. They are stored as combinations of 3D model points, model config skeleton definitions, and also very interconnected with animations. Nonetheless, sometimes we may want to look at an Arma 3 skeleton, usually the default Arma character skeleton, which is the OFP 2-man skeleton, mainly for previewing animations, maybe creating new animations actually. And the Arma 3 Object Builder plugin has basically a utility import function for this, which is in the file menu import and import armature from a P3D. Currently, this option is disabled. The reason for that is because we don't have a skeleton bone structure definition currently in the rigging tool panel. There are two ways to do this. If we are to import the default Arma character skeleton, we can click on the drop-down menu and actually add the OFP man skeleton here. The add-on has this as a predefined option. This will add the proper bones. Or alternatively, we can go to the file if we have a custom skeleton, import, and go to import Armature skeletons from a model CFG. And if we navigate to, for example, for characters, to the Armature samples, characters, and import the model CFG here, disable forced lowercase for now. Yeah, it can be protected. This will also import the OFP to man skeleton. It also imported the default one, which we don't need. So, if we have a bone structure definition already in the Blender project, we can go to import and go to import Arma 3 armature from P3D. Here, if we have multiple skeletons, we will have to select the skeleton we want to use, and then there will be an option to ignore without pivots. I will explain this shortly, but firstly, after the selection of the skeleton, we will have to navigate to where we have the skeleton pivot points P3D. So for the Arma 3 character, there is a version of this pivot points model which is not the complete one, but it is good for reference in the Arma 3 samples again. It should be in template RTM and then the man skeleton pivots. Now, as I said, this is not a complete file. This doesn't have all the pivots for all the bones, and this is where this ignore without pivot option comes in. What this will do is it will not create bones for those that not create the bones that it can't find pivots for. If we disable this option, it will still create the bones in the file, so we don't lose them, but we will have to manually position the bones in the proper place. So we'll just leave it ignore without pivot. I know this file is incomplete. I know we'll get some bones, or we will lose some bones of the skeleton. That's fine for now. So if we click on import, this will create a new armature object here, which is a FK rig, which is a forward kinematics rig in Blender, which can be used just fine for animation purposes. So we could actually do some very basic animations here. You can also use this as a starting point for an IK rig maybe. But this is an actually to scale usable forward kinematics rig for Arma for the basic Arma character, and this process can be replicated with custom models as well. Since we have this character, we can also import an actual character model here and then do some animations with that. We can use this skeleton armature to import RTM animations onto it to visualize animation, to check how they work. So just as a quick demonstration, I will quickly import the Armature sample character first load without proxies here, and quickly Arma example. And as you can see, the armature matches up with the character model as we expected. And if we actually set an armature modifier to the character and start to deform the armature, we can see that the model properly transforms with the proper named selections. So, this is one way to get a proper Arma skeleton in Blender. Obviously, there is the Arma IK rig that's been available on the Armature forums for a while now, but which is amazing for creating animations. This function is more so for importing and previewing animations. Thank you.